Let's get to it. Washington and Cleveland. Cleveland has the third worst margin of cover in the NBA, failing to cover by an average of 2 points per game. They're 19 and 24 against the spread. Now, for the most part, bad spread teams become good bets, and good spread teams become bad bets. Washington over by an average of 4.5 points per game, which is the third highest in the league, going over at a 26 and 17 rate. Lakers in Brooklyn, the Nets have dropped 4 straight games straight up, and 11 out of their past 13. They're in a tough stretch. They played Philly, Milwaukee, Philadelphia again, then coming up, New York and Detroit on the road. Now, granted, not that, New York especially, not that they got super tough games coming up, but they're back-to-back road games. So this is really a rare case where, again, the home team probably is in a tougher stretch. Usually the way the schedule makers work, the road team is at more of a disadvantage, but not really the case here. Dallas and Portland, Mavericks second best against a spread team based on the so-called margin of cover or sweat barometer, covering by an average of 3.5 points per game at 22 and 19 against the spread. Meanwhile, Portland, second worst team in the NBA as far as margin of cover, failing to cover by an average of 2.2 points per game, and their 16 and 27 ATS record tied for worst in the NBA. Now, the truth is, if this game were being played at Dallas, almost certainly the computer would say Portland would be a good bet under those circumstances. But regression to the mean doesn't work quite as much when the home team is the much worse spread team. Remember, the NBA is the one and only sport where we do consistently bet road favorites, and they do pretty darn well. In fact, you do have a case when a road team has a net ATS margin of 6 or better than their opponent in game 42 or later. The superior road team covers 60% of the time, including a stunning 9-1 if the team we're betting on is off of a loss. So again, by net margin, what I mean is, again, if one team is covering by an average of 3 points per game, if the other team is a negative 3 points per game, that would be a net margin of 6 or better. 10 and see, I think we did I mention Dallas has gone over 26 and 17 by a league leading 5.4 points per game, so they are the top over team in the NBA based on that standard. All right, we do have a free pick coming up in a moment. Stevie Vincent simply put the hottest handicapper in the world off of another sweep last night. Including, I think it was a game of the quarter century, something on South Dakota State. Didn't cover by as much as most of his name plays do, but it did cover. He's got the Big 12 Game of the Year, leading another sweep tonight. It's at offshoreinsiders.com. We do have a free pick for tonight, Tennessee Martin and Eastern Illinois. Tennessee Martin's 5-10 against the spread. They failed to cover by an average of 4.3 points per game. Although Eastern Illinois is actually negative as far as ATS record, that's a little bit deceptive because they are covering by an average of 3.3 points per game. And that sets up a great regression in the mean. A lot of squares would say, look, Eastern Michigan, they've been much better against the spread this year. Let's bet on them. No, false. Regression in the mean angle that takes into account the discrepancy says go with the worst team. 967, 794, and 29. Also, UT Martin matches up pretty well offensively. They rank 113th in offensive efficiency based on the points per 100 possessions, while Eastern Illinois 203rd in defensive efficiency. So UT Martin should be able to get enough points to get the cover here. Also, we do have basically something that measures a team's consistency. Eastern Illinois has been very inconsistent this year, and laying a big number, usually betting against those inconsistent teams, is a good thing. So the free pick, Tennessee Martin, and they were getting 8.5 when we last checked it. This is a free pick from Joe Duffy's Picks, by the way. Not necessarily a premium pick. Check offshoreinsiders.com to see if it's an actual premium pick. Some key NBA injuries for tonight. Kyrie Irving, Brooklyn against the Lakers is probable. C.J. McCollum, Portland playing at Dallas. He's questionable. Hassan Whiteside, Portland versus Dallas is probable. And DeAndre Jordan, Brooklyn at the Lakers, is questionable. If you want free information like this each and every day, please give us a like, a retweet, comment. You can embed it on your website. We'll be happy to give you this free information. You just tell us that you want it. And visit offshoreinsiders.com for everything you need to know.